Good evening, Super Metroid fans. Good evening, good morning, good noon, whatever time of day it is where you are. Welcome to the Super Metroid multi-category extension tournament match. Game number 2 between BandsWithLegends and Bressingham. With me on comms tonight is Glove. How you doing?
I am doing great, and I'm very excited for this game too. Uh, Last night, at probably around 9 or whenever the last race ended, I think probably about 5 minutes afterwards, I got a DM from Bands with Legends saying, "How do you do the grapple escape?"
Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
Is I guess Bands is a little bit delayed here. We should get
Yeah,
that
there we
set
go.
up. That'll be fine. So, this is best 2 of 3 in multiple categories. As the name of the tournament might suggest, it is not standard normal categories. So, last night, these two went up against each other in Nintendo Power Percent, and that one was won by Bressingham by about a minute and some odd. It was pretty close. I didn't get to catch all of it myself, but I hear it was really good. Tonight, they're doing North Korea Percent, which is always my favorite one to talk about because, I mean, with a name like that. So for the uninitiated, North Korea Percent is any percent. You just have to beat the bosses in a specific order. That order is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Dragon, Phantoon, Ridley, Kraid. And that's it. There's nothing special about it besides the boss order, and it's just funny because the initials happen to be the official name for the country most commonly known as North Korea.
Yeah, I do think it's one of those categories that it kind of shares this aspect with 69%, I think, where it's like, okay, it's based on a funny joke, but at the same time, there is legitimate merit to how it plays as a run. In this
Sure.
case, by doing Dragon first, but not forcing any sort of early Ridley, you get that suitless Meridia without needing to do Lower Norfair. As a result, some people have called it RBO Light. I feel that can be a little bit misleading since you encounter a much more dangerous suitless Meridia than you might in RBO.
It's true. It's true. Far fewer E-tanks for the Meridia portion in this category than in traditional RBO.
Yeah, you effectively have to do the Dragon quick kill.
Yeah. With enough energy left over to grapple escape.
Yeah.
In RBO, you normally don't worry about that. You're like, yeah, I got plenty of health. I came from Lower Norfair. I'm fine. But not in this category.
hmm Yeah, it's definitely a pet category of mine. I grinded it for a bit. Um, I grinded a route that nobody else did, and then Zos did it and picked up world record, and then I lost all motivation for it.
Talking about the moon dance route?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I suppose it happens.
Yeah, I suspect it might not be the fastest route, but if it's not, it's still close.
Yeah. It's a new enough category that has not really been optimized to the full extent that it might be able to be. Is that how you say that phrase?
Yeah,
So we may see quite a few improvements in this over the coming months or even years.
Yeah, I definitely think like Zost was able to push it decently far, having done it as sort of a small weekend break from RBO, where it's like this DPRK run was probably about on the level of one of his standard run attempts. So it's still a very hard to beat world record.
Yeah. Yeah, as we like to say in Super Metroid running, there's Zost, and then everyone is kind of below that. He's in a league of his own. So, speaking of RBO Light, the beginning of this run is going to look an awful lot like RBO, in as much as the runners are going to we'll go through the standard early game. You can see Bressingham going back. He's going to go pick up the blue Bryn E-Tank, and Bands is following. They're going to do early hell runs without the Varia suit through Upper Norfair to pick up a few important items, most notably Grapple Beam. And then instead of coming back out, looping around Burnstar, grabbing a bunch of stuff to get ready for Lower Norfair, they're heading straight to Meridia to do a full suitless Meridia with very few E-Tanks. Just a trusty Ice and Grapple Beam. And it's quite a sight to see.
Second try deboost into the E-Tank there for Bressingham. Sort of the randomizer special here, this trick. Oh, and yeah, BandsWithLegends, unfortunately, he needs to just reset the room.
Yeah, there's a backup you can do with that Gamer if you can set it up, but that Rio is not timed properly.
Please, Bands, don't die.
I suspect he's going to kill these Gamers to grab small energies, but it's okay, because if he gets this first try. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is starting off a little bit slow for him, but I know it's North Korea %. Anything is possible here, so it's not as big of a setback as it looks.
I mean, one of the things that I told BandsWithLegends, and you know, he is a good friend of mine and a great runner, so I do feel comfortable saying that this is either a crowd pleaser or a Hail Mary picking this category. And one of the things I told him was, like, you know, just take it slow. You are not going to win or lose this within 30 seconds or probably even a minute of press. So, you know, obviously both of these players should be getting that E-Tank. Saves, I think, should be decently common. At the very least, I think everybody should always save before Dragon. No matter who you are, something can happen there.
For sure.
I personally don't save before hell runs, but then again, the last race I ever did in this tournament, I died in hell runs, so...
Personally, I've never actually raced this category, so I've never done any saves. It's they're all PB attempts, so they're all like, if I die, I die. But in a race situation, yeah, there's plenty of opportunity to screw up badly enough to completely lose it. So saves can be important.
Yeah,
I wonder what we'll see in terms of saves from both of them.
I think so. Dragon save for sure. I personally prefer the Bubble Mountain save over the Business Center save. I just don't find that I ever end up in a situation where I actually straight up die in the Hell Run 2 Bubble Mountain. However, Batcave can be extremely dangerous. Like, in my opinion, Batcave is the scariest part of the Hell Runs, even if it's not the quote-unquote hardest, because you are dealing with the most volatility where a major mistake will kill you no matter what. Like, depending on how many E-Tanks you get, you can take a spike hit in the Wave Hell Run and still be fine.
That's true. That's true.
But in Batcave, you know, oftentimes you're going in there with like 50, 60 energy.
Yes, coming from Bubble Mountain from the runs you just did, so...
Yeah. BandsWithLegends there, mentioning gold bomb split. That is because in the previous run of this category that he did exclusively so he could have a time on the board, it took him, I think, 10 to 15 minutes to get Taco Tank.
Hey, gold is gold then.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Bands, on your gold bomb time.
Honestly, I will admit I am a little bit surprised that we didn't even see a single Taco Tank attempt from Bands. He's known to meme a little bit and go for that. But I mean, this is certainly the most dangerous situation he's been in the entire tournament.
Oh, for sure. And this is a high level. Like, the winner of this, if I'm not mistaken, it's the winner of this takes on MGA, right?
Yep. This is the losers finals right here.
Yeah, all right. We're getting up to the close of this tournament. It's been a long one because we did double elimination, but it's been a wild ride. I've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, the game that brought us to this point between Bands with Legends and Professor School really, really came down to the wire. If you have not seen it, absolutely go back and watch those VODs.
Yes, I agree. I did see those. Oh. And
But yeah,
are we
soon...
seeing this? I think we're gonna see a moon dance. Aw, maybe not. What a troll. Bands was setting up for the moon dance trick there. If you don't know what that is, I suppose the best I can tell you is look it up, because I can't really explain it very well while everything else is happening here. But he's well aware of what it looks like to set that up, and he's doing it just to tease us.
It's not the first time I've had somebody do that to me. I feel
I got
called
all
out.
excited for a minute.
Yeah. It is sort of the ultimate troll. I did recommend Bands with Legends try out MGA's route, although he might just go for the more traditional route. So MGA does a route. It's similar to the Moondance route, except he goes up Red Tower first. So you go up Red Tower and then you do a Bryn cleanup, and it's a very safe route and a pretty dang fast one. Like, still slower than Moondance, but not that bad at all.
Oh.
So that might be what he's doing here, because I don't think he grabbed Spo Supers. And the only reason you wouldn't grab them would be if you're coming back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like we have a lead change here, but I'm pretty sure we don't, so... Yeah, that'll be what it was.
Yeah, so what Bress is going to do is he's going to grab the power bombs here at Red Tower and then just go down, and he will never touch Brinstar again. He won't come back here until after he's killed Fantoon, and he's just going down to kill Ridley. Whereas Bands with Legends will likely go back, and you know, you can grab some extra safety E-tanks. I actually don't. Usually with the route like Bands is taking, you wouldn't grab Brinstar Reserve, but it's a perfectly fine safety tank.
Interesting to see the route divergence. Now, one of the major tricks in this category is the Crystal Flash in Dragon's room during the Dragon fight. So runners need to grab at least 3 Power Bomb packs in order to Crystal Flash. So their choice of which ones they're grabbing is the route divergence that we're seeing here. Bressingham grabbed Alpha and Beta, and Bands grabbed just Alpha and is on his way back to Edikoon's to pick up Edikoon Supers, Edikoon E-Tank, and Edikoon Power Bombs.
Yeah, unfortunately here, Bands with Legends is in a real rough spot. Like, he did make it through the green gate glitch, but ammo is absolutely paramount. Bands with Legends needs a super missile. Well, actually, so he needs what? A total of 2? Because he needs 1 for Edikoon supers, and he needs 1 for Spo supers, and another 1 for coming back, so it will be 3 by the time all's said and done. A 4th as well if he's going to get that safety Wavegate E-Tank, which, in my opinion, is like one of the appeals of this route. So we'll see. This is going to be a pretty significant setback.
Unfortunately, it looks like it. Bressingham's got a more traditional North Korea route going on here. Jump up here to fill up the reserve. You really, really want that full reserve for these hell runs.
Yeah, this is a little bit interesting. It is what you do in RBO. From what I have seen and from what I have found with my own research, generally the best reserve fill spot is Spore Spawn Supers. However, you don't really see that in any other category. Yeah, so something to keep in mind is our runners won't be quote unquote synced back up again until Bressingham grabs Crab Supers. Or skips Crab Supers and tries to farm one off the Metroid. I'm not sure which route he does.
Oh, Bands, that's unfortunate.
It'll happen to you.
Yep. One of those things that just gets away from you every so often. Like the Alcatraz escape or any other number of things that we all do every single day and then screw up.
Yeah. All right, so the fact that Bressingham is skipping high jump missiles indicates to me that he will be grabbing Crab Supers. Since in order to skip third super pack, I believe you need 25 missiles total. And high jump missiles are notable in being one of the packs where skipping them actually saves you less than one item fanfare of time.
Yes, that is true. Just
And
the way the room is laid out.
Is Bands with Legends getting Mission Impossible here?
I think so. I don't think I've seen this.
I guess it gives you more chances, like if Dragon wants to swoop a bunch, but I can't say I'm especially fond of this play. I don't think extra power bombs are really a worthwhile safety.
I could see extra supers, maybe, but yeah, I'm not sure. But it's what he's comfortable with, so...
Yeah.
As they say, your fastest run is the one you finish.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, this is a little bit of a desperation play picking this category. Like, not only is this... Bressingham is alive. I told you, Batcave is the scariest part of the run.
I was watching that. You got down to like 6 or 7 there for a second.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a desperation play for Bands. Not only because Bands is not experienced with this category, but Bressingham is also one of the best in this tournament at this category. Pretty sure Bressingham has joined the sub-hour club for North Korea.
Oh wow, that is impressive. See, I have this handy spreadsheet that shows me what everybody's time was at the start of this tournament, but that was back in May. I have no idea how good all of our runners are now.
All right. Yeah, and more unfortunate circumstances for Bands with Legends there. Wasting more supers. It's funny, one of the things I've remarked on before with this route and the Moon Dance route, which is sort of its sister route, is like it kind of feels sort of like you're running rando. You do a lot of the same tricks, and unfortunately Bands with Legends hasn't run a ton of rando in a long time. So he's not going to be as familiar with stuff like Wave Gate Glitch. Like, I think this run really works at its best when you are going to get stuff first try, like that blue gate glitch, like the wave gate glitch and whatnot.
Of course, makes sense. I did notice this is an awful lot of like what you would see in rando. One of the things I've been saying about this tournament the whole time is it multi-category extension. You get to see all kinds of stuff that you don't normally see, at least not in the vanilla game. Such as Dragon First and weird hopper gate glitches and tons of hell runs. And that's just this category, really.
Yeah.
69% where everybody has their own special route that they personally like to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really neat. One of the things that I've seen happen that I think is really cool is seeing, people who are maybe a bit newer to the scene and have really been coming into the community during this tournament, like treat some of these categories with the same respect as like vanilla
Yeah.
categories. Be like, oh yeah, you only see this in RBO or North Korea %. I guarantee you prior to when this tournament started in March or whatever, no new player would have mentioned NK.
Exactly. There was an awful lot of people just a few months ago did not even know it was a category.
Yeah. Shout outs to Bressingham for not over farming right before Croc. I see a lot of players do that where they will want like an E tank of health just so they can fall down that shaft. And you really don't need much. Like you saw, the Kago takes 5 health, and then in the next room you lose like single digits.
Yeah, it's not as scary. But if you're new to doing hell runs, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you never really. You're sitting there thinking, "Am I safe? Can I do this?"
Yeah.
But Bressingham knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I generally say for like newer players who are trying to like learn routes is I say first have a strat for every room, then you can start dropping safeties, then after that you can stop over farming.
I like that. That is good advice. New players, pay attention. So we saw a wraparound shot from Bressingham to open up the other door on the far left side of Croc's room.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, that's a fun little trick you can do. Where you fire a shot off to the right side and it opens a door on the left. Usually means barking across to pick up the Croc PBs, but I don't know. I actually don't know if that's what he's doing.
Yeah, this will be his third power bomb pack.
Okay.
And he ended up stopping just short of the spikes there. Must have dropped his down input because everybody should go for that spike suit.
Why not? It's free to go for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, Bands. And he's got plenty of health, but falling in that lava is still scary.
Yeah, I mean, this is why, it's, he picked up he has 5+1 tanks right now. And that effectively trivializes the hell runs. Like, you can make 3, 4, even 5 major mistakes on the level of, like, spike hits and still be generally okay.
I guess that's an advantage to the route then. Does the Moondance route do something similar? Have this many E-tanks at this point?
Not quite this many. You can get quite a few. I don't get Brinstar Reserve, and I think Zos doesn't even get Wavegate.
Okay.
But yeah, being able to get a tank instead of a reserve is actually a much bigger deal than it might initially seem.
Yes. Avoid pause screens. That's like the main draw to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other things I'm not thinking of.
You also... Bressingham. Beautiful.
I love that trick. That is a cool little trick. Like, reverse speedball through there.
It doesn't actually save time the way that Bressingham did it, I'm pretty sure. Or if it does, it saves like a marginal amount of time. Zost actually has a method for it where he has full run speed entering that mock ball, and that does save a bit of time.
and there are probably like 5 people that can consistently do it.
Yeah, it's one of those tricks where it's not even super quote unquote hard. It's more like nobody practices that because why would
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, it doesn't come up in most speedruns.
All right, Bands with Legends, health a little bit scary here. He needs to just take it slow. All right, that works. Makes it through.
He also needs to lay a power bomb there.
It's easy to do that.
Oh yeah, I've done it. I think Bressingham is just about ready to go. Might want some health before Meridia.
Yeah, he'll farm the Meridia bug. Yeah, ammo count is, that's all you could ask for. Like, he's not full on power bounce, but that's fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Don't die trying to farm Bressingham. Popping that reserve is actually a really big deal. You are not a really big deal, actually. It's fine.
Alright, he's gonna go for the gravity jump that isn't a gravity jump because he doesn't have gravity suit, but it still behaves the same way.
Yeah.
There we go, gets it. Careful.
Yeah, a really, really nice recovery on that one because there are a lot of runners who would just panic in that situation. And the worst thing that you can do in Suitless Meridia, honestly, is go with your gut reaction.
Oh yeah. Your gut reaction is to play the game with normal mechanics, and that's not gonna happen.
Ooh.
Wait for
this is why you farm. It's all
Yeah.
too easy for stuff like this to happen. Honestly, not even. Oh, yeah, not even. Not the worst main street you could get, but for a runner like Bressingham, this will be quite frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, oh no. It just, it keeps getting worse for him.
Yeah, it's too easy to get tilted here.
It's more difficult than it looks because some of these jumps, they're not frame perfect or anything, but it is very easy to down grab a frame too early or a frame too late, or
Yeah.
your physics are all messed up. And if you do this enough, you're used to it, but
Yeah, and I respect the call here of popping the reserves. Unfortunately, Bressingham has to take a bit of a longer way around those crab supers now. And I'm positive that's because he did pop those reserves and it threw him off his groove. Because basically what you want to do is hug that wall, aim down, grapple the crab, which will stop your momentum, and then you morph and enter the hole. But if you're thinking, crap, I'm low on health, I really don't want to get hit by this crab, you will give that crab such a wide berth that you...
it's, for you old route runners, that's coming out of wrecked ship after bowling and being super careful in that criteria key hunter's room with those crabs. You see people charge the shot and then just stand there like, I don't know where the crabs are. I don't know where the crabs are. It's a similar feeling.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do there is to Mama Turtle E-Tank. This is an incredible call, actually. And this is one of those things you would only ever do in a race situation. Bressingham knows all he has to do at this point is just be able to finish the run. So take this extra E-Tank and don't die to Mama T.
Which is harder than it looks.
It sounds silly, but she hits like a truck, and it is very easy to get hit by her.
Very, and without any suits at all for extra protection, it's ooh, nice recovery there, Bands. Anyway, yeah, Mama Turtle, anything in Meridia is going to hit way, way harder than you are used to if you are used to coming in here with Gravity Suit. Remember, Gravity splits damage down to 25%. So if something's going to do 50 damage to you, well, now it's doing 200. So...
Yeah. And I know the Suitless Meridia has not been going well for Bressingham standards, but the way that he handled that fish tank room exit, I think really shows how experienced he really is with Suitless Meridia stuff. That pink pirate on the middle platform is really annoying to deal with and pretty hard to not get hit by. Nice grapple jump.
I think one of the fun things about watching, especially relatively unknown categories of Super Metroid, is oftentimes the most impressive thing that a runner is doing is something that a casual viewer or someone who doesn't run the category even wouldn't really think twice about, such as what you just mentioned, because I saw him do it and I didn't say anything, but yeah, avoiding that pink pirate is actually a really big deal.
Yeah, I believe the pink pirates do 80 damage. Yeah, it gets the grapple jump up. At this point, yeah, nicely done. You know, he can take a perfectly safe strat for Botswoon.
Hug the corner.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think anyone would fault you for doing that in a situation like this. Botswoon is not scary until he gets really scary.
Things can go sideways quicker than you'd think.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Botwoon's head does something like 120 damage, and those little green balls that he spits also hit pretty hard. Like, oh, wow. Wow. Well done, Bressingham. No lie, Botwoon is a scary, scary boss.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I know our attention was on Bressingham. BandsWithLegends unfortunately failed the quick entry. Tried to go for the wall jump backup, but that's actually pretty hard to do. A lot of runners can make, a lot of runners who do a lot more suitless stuff, like Junie June, for example, can make those wall jumps look effortless. They are absolutely not. It's hard to just get yourself in position for it, even.
It's true, I can't do it myself. I don't run enough Suitless Meridia. I need to start doing more of it.
Poor Bands.
He's not having a good time here. Yeah, the hitbox on these enemies, it is rectangular. It kind of works the way you'd expect it to, but not quite. It doesn't exactly match up with the sprite. So when you're going for down grabs and ledge grabs on frozen enemies, it can be deceptive.
Yeah, the absolute worst sprites are the wall climbing pirates.
Oh yeah.
Which interestingly have a radically different hitbox from the regular pirates. All right. Yeah, BandsWithLegends does well with, the sort of the choke point of Main Street there. With that fish in specific, where you jump on the crab and then you jump on the fish, that fish gets a little bit lower every time it moves around, and it moves even off screen. So the longer you do take with the beginning segment, the easier it is later on.
True. One of the clever ways that this game was designed, that some fish only move, some enemies only move when they're on screen. Others will move when the room loads in, and it's not fixed. Good example of that, that new runners and anybody can really notice the next time you're playing this. The waivers in the early Supers room. The ones that are usually the ones you would damage boost off of on the far right side of the room, they move as soon as the room loads in. So if you mess up your mock ball to early supers, you won't get the damage boost. But the one that everybody farms for the drop just before picking up the super missiles, that only moves when it comes on screen. So same thing with a lot of these fish in Meridia. Some of them move, some of them do get, lower and lower as they cycle through. Some of them only move when on screen. Some of them move as soon as the room loads in. I love it. I think it's a cool game design thing. And I'm blabbing away while Bressingham is going to do probably the most crucial trick in this run.
Yeah, so we can go over what's going on. Oh, God. Bressingham is maybe okay here. So basically...
Ooh, there's too much going on right now.
Oh,
Oh no. I don't even know what to say now. That's so unfortunate for Bands.
yeah, I think what he had... How long ago was this save? Did he, just save?
Oh, maybe he did.
Yeah, I don't think that's set him far back. What, did he die to a yard? Is that what happened?
The snails?
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah, he grappled right into one.
Ooh. Yeah. So Bressingham, takes unfortunate damage from those snails. Meanwhile, in the Dragon fight, or Bands takes damage and takes a death there. Bressingham, did that work?
No.
Yeah.
The
so
Crystal
Bands
Flash.
with Legends, yeah.
All right, you want to explain what he's trying to do?
There's so much that just happened.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, really good recovery, but then
Yeah.
everybody blows that spike suit sometimes. So basically, if you get grabbed by Dragon while you are in Crystal Flash mode, you get a spike suit, which effectively means that anytime you do the Shine Spark inputs, you get one free Shine Spark. And then, if you are grabbed by Dragon while you are in the windup of a Shine Spark, you'll get a blue suit, which is a similar thing, except you have to actually do the down press first, like you normally would, and then you get a Shine Spark charge. So that is much more useful doing suitless Meridia movement, since the main downside of blue suit is you can't use it while dashing. Oh, Bressingham, yeah, that could happen to anyone. But yeah, you can't use, or you can't dash while you have a blue suit, or you lose the blue suit, but that doesn't matter because we can't dash in Meridia anyway. So we use that blue suit to be able to escape the Precious Room, since there's no other way out of it in NTSC. The platforms are just too high. And, we use the grapple beam to kill Dragon, was the secret hidden way in the vanilla game. And then, once Dragon is killed, we grab Space Jump and perform a trick that you saw our runners doing earlier, the grapple jump, where you can basically get infinite double jumps if you let go of grapple at the right time. However, here you're doing it off of spikes, so you're constantly taking damage. So this is easily the roughest segment of the whole run. Easily the part that you have to practice over and over again before you feel confident doing it.
And no matter how confident you are, as Bressingham has just shown everyone, it's really hard to do it. So, he's got his spike suit. He's going to try to turn it into the blue suit. And the reason you want to turn it into a blue suit is if you have a spike suit and you just press jump, you'll spark.
Yeah.
Great jumps will spark. But you have to press jump. Very well done. He's got the blue suit now. You have to press jump and do straight jumps. Well, you don't have to. It's just very hard to avoid doing straight jumps up to grapple jump out of the room. So it's much safer to convert it to a blue suit, which you can keep until you're ready to use it.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, you can do it with a spike suit, but it's already like it is a free time, not time save, but it is free on time to just convert to a blue suit because you want to do the quick grapple kill anyway.
Yes. Doesn't save any time to keep it as a spike suit the way it would if you had, say, gravity suit.
That must have been pixel perfect from Bressingham. He was right up against that wall. What strategy is Bressingham going for? Oh, okay, yeah. Bressingham just takes this room slow. There are a couple ways that you can get through the beginning of Coliseum here. You can perform a gravity jump by jumping in the last couple frames while you're in Precious Room. It's not actually as bad as most people think. If you can do the jump into Fish Tank, then you can do this one. But it is actually a little bit slower, although here it would probably be faster if you're going back to the save room. And, you know, obviously it makes sense for Bressingham to save here, even though the rest of this run is not especially scary. Things can still happen, especially in somewhere like Plasma Room, or even just Ridley. Like, sometimes Ridley just does it to you with the any % special.
He is the biggest troll in Super Metroid speedrunning. He's probably the biggest troll in casual play, too.
Yeah. Yeah, so at this point, when you've passed the most volatile point of the run, and you know you are significantly ahead of your opponent, may as well save. Also, special shoutouts to Plasma Spark Room for having killed more of my NK and RBO runs than I would like to admit, specifically because of that ouch right there.
Oh. I laugh, but that's actually like, I feel bad.
Yeah. It is so easy to be like, all right, I'm done with the hard stuff. All right, you know, just keep running. Just hold left in Plasma Spark Room. Oh yeah, there's a creature there, and because it's Suitless Meridia, it does like an E-tank of damage.
Everything is lethal in Meridia.
Bands? Alright, Bands, I guess, is just not super familiar with the timing for the turrets and whatnot. It's gonna work. Alright, Bands was a little bit lucky there. Dragon can be mean with her goop patterns in such a way that she doesn't actually pick you up.
Let's see what happens here. Oh. Yeah, that's a reset. Not enough ammo to get a second crystal flash off, so you've got to nail that trick.
Yeah.
It's the unfortunate stopping, like, I suppose, bottleneck of North Korea %. Bressingham taking it super safe on his way to Forgotten Highway.
Thread the Needle is evil. I hate this room so much.
Oh, yeah. To do this room, it's easy to roll along the floor.
Mm-hmm.
To do it with space jump along the top, avoiding the enemies, is impressive and fast, but it's still Meridia, and you still don't have a suit.
Yeah, it was like I was trying to figure out a way to quickly get through that room, so I asked if there were any good strats. And MGA posted a strat that he does in Mappo, and I tried it for like an hour and was like, no, this is the stupidest strat ever.
Maybe you can do it, MGA, but us normal people.
I think it still took him like half an hour to get it fully right. I don't think he actually goes for it and runs. There's just not a good way through Thread the Needle, really.
No.
If you have Screw Attack, it's pretty trivial. So, like, in RBO, it's not bad at all.
Yes, one of the major differences between this and RBO, no Screw Attack.
Mm-hmm.
Those pancakes do 80 damage when they hit, so they are not insignificant.
Yeah, and BandsWithLegends fell prey to one of the unfortunate quirks that I neglected to mention earlier. So these goops, Bands, you didn't get the spark off. Okay.
I think he knows.
Yeah. So you need to get gooped so that you can get grabbed by Dragon. If the goop hits the middle of Samus, it won't do anything besides put you in that goose state. If it hits the top or bottom of her hitbox, then she gets put into knockback, which means that you can't grapple onto anything. You're completely inactionable, which is really frustrating and means you really have to know how to deal with those patterns. Looks like, yeah, that was good, though.
Bress is about to go into Fantoon here, which is not normally scary, but he's got 85 health.
Yeah, he can play it. He can play it safe. Like, he can take 2 hits and still be alive. Meanwhile, BandsWithLegends has taken down Dragon. TM. He still has to do the grapple jump, which for some people is the hardest part. But, you know, the first leg of the really tough stuff is down. Oh, nice fast. This looks like probably a fast slow for Bressingham.
Looks like it. Band's trying to get that grapple jump. Oof. It's harder than it looks. Takes a ton of practice to get grapple jumps. The timing on it is it's not exactly frame perfect, but it's not free.
Yeah, I think Bands is letting go of grapple too late. There we go. He's nicely done. Yeah, and he has enough health to spark out too. Hopefully he takes the energy refill station though. Like I you know, at this point, BandsWithLegends, he's not gonna win this one, but I would really like to see him finish it out.
For sure. Alright. Bressingham is pretty much done with anything difficult. Not even bowling is scary now, because with Space Jump, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you have enough health to spark, you're still gonna spark, I believe. Is it faster to spark?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't test it out a whole ton, but if it saves time, it is so minimal that it is not worth the health loss. Oh, Bands. Yeah, and that's just, you know, we can see the difference here, sort of. Even though Bressingham had a lot of mistakes in his Meridia, I think you can see the difference between somebody who is very new, like a great runner, but somebody who's still very new to Sulis Meridia, like BandsWithLegends, versus Bressingham, who is very experienced in the ways that they react to their mistakes.
It's true. BandsWithLegends is a very good overall runner of this game, but experience in specific categories is gonna matter, and he admits to I believe he said he's never actually finished a North Korea % run.
He's finished one.
True, but
he did one for the to have a time, so he wasn't seated at the bottom. That's all he has. But yeah, Sulis Meridia is one of those things where it's like, you know, if you are very experienced with this game, you will learn it faster. But no matter who you are, you will struggle with it a lot in the beginning. Like, you know, I don't think the VODs are saved anywhere. But it's like, you know, you even see somebody like Zost, who when he was starting out, he was like stuff like, oh, when the grapple jump was discovered, he was like, no, this is impossible.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're taking me way back.
Yeah,
when they were first, I think it was Desirect was first routing out RBO like 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, back then they still got X-Ray to X-Ray climb Precious.
Yep.
Oh no, Bands.
It's got to go all the way back around. But you got to applaud the effort for him to pick this and to try to run this. And I mean, folks, we are watching someone who has finished this category once play it in front of how many we got? 90 viewers.
Yeah, full
And
props.
he's doing his best here.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, despite like, not to say that nothing can happen, but at this point, it would take complete catastrophe for Bressingham to be out of this. But you know, Bands, he's still going at it. Needs to be makes it through thread the needle. Okay.
It's kind of tight-lipped there, like, oh, don't hit that pancake, don't hit that pancake.
Yeah. I think, like 80, 100, and 120 are magic numbers for Meridia for what you can survive.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, this is the Super Metroid multi-category extension tournament. Game 2, BandsWithLegends versus Bressingham. They are running North Korea %. Everyone's favorite tyrannical dictatorship category.
Yeah, and it is looking at this point like Bressingham will be taking the series in 2 games, and will then go on to face Mr. Guy Average in grand finals.
This tournament started back in, I think, May. So it's been a long one. And, well, it's been quite the ride watching all of these very different categories. You don't see too often, including this one, as well as Nintendo Power, which they ran last night that Bressingham won by a very small amount. The nicest category in the world, 69%. And then for some reason we threw all bosses in there just because we needed a 5th.
Yeah.
By the way, not nearly as exciting.
Yeah. By the way, especially since I don't want to just dump on BandsWithLegends this whole time, a really nice job with the what is it, East Ocean or West Ocean, the room right before you're actually in wrecked ship. He got the cool little space jump that lands you on the platform. Nice Richie.
On Bress's side, KPDR runners might recognize what he's doing. The lower Norfair section of a North Korea run looks pretty much like old route. You got your space jump, your plasma beam, your gravity suit, way more E-tanks than you would have in an 90% run. I suppose the only real difference is, if you're used to running any % old route, is remember that you have grapple so that you switch weapons accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate key hunter shaft there for Bress. Not sure how that happened. Also, BandsWithLegends just X-rayed Fantoon. Or not X-rayed, X-factored Fantoon. I assume BandsWithLegends does not know that a total of 7 missiles plus 2 charged plasma shots kills Fantoon. So you can 2-round anyway.
Either he doesn't know or he's just memeing, because
yeah,
like he knows he's pretty much not going to win this.
Yeah, maybe after yesterday's race, he wanted to prove that yes, he is still really consistent at X factoring Fantoon.
All right, we have a very unfortunate piece of news from Bands with Legends. His game just crashed.
Oh no.
I mean,
Yeah,
at least he wasn't ahead.
yeah. Unfortunately, he's had this happen a few times recently.
I really feel for him. That's terrible. I mean, he's trying to put on a show for us and meme around, and then his game has to say no. He has. I'm gonna mark it here. He has officially forfeited, which means. Oh, Bress is. Yeah, okay. He's gonna keep going.
Yeah, I mean, Bressingham still has to finish.
Yeah.
But yeah, really rough end to Bands with Legends tournament life here.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't it Bressingham who kicked him into the losers bracket to begin with?
It might have been. Bressingham definitely took some names.
I gotta look that up real quick, because yes, it was Bressingham that took Bands with Legends out of the winners bracket, and it is now Bressingham who is going to kick him out of the tournament.
Well, hey, no reason to be ashamed of getting double eliminated by Bressingham.
Absolutely not. I'd definitely be double eliminated by him.
Yeah. Like, I think there was a point where it was like half the losers bracket that was remaining there at the end was just people who got knocked to losers by Bress.
I have it up right now, so I'm gonna look just because. Yeah, who did Bress kicked out? Oh, you.
Yeah.
Bands and Prankard.
Okay, yeah, that's right. It was MGA.
Yeah, MGA.
So yeah,
MGA took a lot of names too.
Yeah.
Nevdi, P. Toil, Professor School.
Yeah, all all very impressive runners. It's been, we very quickly in this tournament got to the point where it was like, well, somebody has to lose, and none of these runners seem like people who should be losing.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody who joined, or almost everybody who joined, had some star power behind them, like names people recognize. But there can be only one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just one of the consequences of having a quote-unquote expert-level tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, being a multi-category extension tournament, just to be in this tournament at all, you have to really know what you're doing. Just in general, I'm going to say, because it's 5 very seldomly ran categories. And I'm pretty sure we just saw Bress forget Crate and go back to.
Who among us?
Yeah, let he or let they who is without Crate forgetfulness cast the first insult.
Yeah, better now than a golden 3.
Oh, that mini Crate.
Yeah, he likes to do that.
Alright, here comes the Korea part of North Korea percent. Look at this Godzilla-like beast looming up out of the ground like that.
Yeah, really the final boss of the game.
And he's gonna show us, hey, I'm actually a lot bigger. Bressingham showing off that, yeah, even really, really good players can sometimes get that wrong by just a hair.
Yeah, I believe Bress has a 46 any percent. So, not only is Bress a great runner, but he has been improving at a terrifying rate within the past few months.
I like the way you word that. Terrifying. Because
Yeah.
if you have to race him, yeah, he's scary.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many runners where it's like you look at what the scene was like in even just like 2019 versus how it is now, with the average level of like a mid-level runner, and it has just gone drastically up.
It is very scary. Speaking as somebody who's used to playing any percent and running 48s and 49s. I mean, I haven't been speedrunning the game the whole time, but I have been a big fan of watching Super Metroid speedrunners for years. And I remember a time where being able to pull a 48 was really, really impressive. And today it's get good, bud. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like there's so many resources now, and so many man hours being put into this game, that you can improve super quickly. And we see a lot of people doing just that. Like, sort of, I like to call them slash us the class of 2020. Like all the people who started, within the pandemic, having a lot of free time and dedicating all of it to Super Metroid.
Yeah, there's a lot of those too.
hmm
But yeah, I've seen a lot of players improve a great deal in a short space of time. Even in this tournament, a couple of names that stand out: Professor School, Bands, you. You're better known as a rando runner, but man, I wouldn't want to race you.
Appreciate it. Would love to be more known for vanilla than rando, but maybe I should stop trying to learn SMZ3 if that's the case. but yeah, I mean, we have, honestly, and this is something I've noticed. It's like a lot of those people who are rapidly improving, like you said, are in this tournament. And I think tournament play is a really good way to sort of get involved with the community, become known very quickly. And, you'll be in the Discord, you'll see people posting all kinds of room strats and whatnot. And when you are in that kind of environment, you're sort of like setting yourself up for success and consciously thinking about ways to go through the game.
Personally, I'm not that active on any of the Discords. I don't say much, but I read it all the time, and I will agree. Just seeing how everyone's finding different ways to get through things is and there's that spreadsheet that's the room time spreadsheet, where you can compare like how are you doing versus some of the other people. And I find myself going through there and being like, how are you saving 15 frames on here? What are you doing different? And
Yeah.
it inspires you to look like, what, you can do it better. How do you do it?
Yeah, I was had a recent experience where I grinded out Red Tower for the better part of a day after work, and finally got my room time down to a 12:30, and then I looked at the record by MGA and I cried.
What is it, 9 something?
It's a 1057.
1057. Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Drewski / Shadow Phoenix might have gotten a slightly faster time, or was at least grinding for one. They might have only gotten a 1059, but still. This game is quite optimized at this point.
Bress going all the way back for a refill?
Why does he need one? Is
20 You'd have 20 and 6, right? Unless I'm forgetting something. Oh no, 20 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, you can open doors with missiles though, and
Yeah,
I
you
am
can open
pretty
doors with
confident that'd be
missiles.
faster.
Huh. Well, interesting decision.
Yeah, like you only need to open what, the first missile door and the Ghidorah,
Yeah, you can do the
and
low
then you
percent
end
strat of
yeah, and then you
missile
end up
them.
with 27, which even lets you miss a super. I'm not sure.
He's saying in the race time chat right now, oh wait, I can do missile refill. uh, uh,
I
this
mean, at this point, he was by the Kagos.
oh man. This is what happens when you run multiple categories and you're practicing multiple categories and you're just you forget stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen oh sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's like, when your brain's thinking about a million things and going through like the advanced strats, suddenly you forget the most simple math parts.
We have seen even in this tournament. I believe it was Professor School was talking about how he got into Mother Brain's room and paused the game and forgot why he had paused the game.
Oh.
Am I turning off Varia? Am I turning on Plasma? Am I turning off Screw Attack? What am I doing? And it's because what category is this? Like, so it's really easy to just kind of forget what you're doing, and that's what happened to Bress here.
Yeah, it's like that one meme that somebody made of the business center. It's like, wait, do I get ice now? No, go down to high jump first.
Yeah. Just the weirdest room when you're doing multiple categories, even of like the major categories. You get to business center and like, well, if you're running old route, you're going to high jump. If you're GT Classic, then you're heading off towards Cathedral and.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now Bress is all refilled. It's gonna have the normal amount, 20 and 7. Instinctively switches to super missiles to open that door. Realizes, wait, it's already open.
Yeah. Every time, it's like I can't tell you how many times I've supered the door in Big Pink in like hundo cleanup.
Oh yeah, you morph, you go through that little thing, you switch to supers. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. All right, and Bress is on to Mother Brain. With the route that he took, he unfortunately is just one tank short of stand up. But that means he has quite a cozy fight. He could even take a massive like triple hit catch up shot if he really wanted to. I don't think he does though.
Not unless he's trying to put us on edge here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're somebody who intentionally damages down by taking a catch up hit, you have no fear.
Yeah, no intentional catch-ups here. Just down to over 3 tanks, but less than 4. It's the fastest way to do it.
Yep. And now there's really nothing short of an emulator crash that could hurt Bress now. I think Bress runs on maybe Super NT, I forget.
I am not sure.
I think he runs on Super NT. A lot of our runners do now, which honestly, if you are trying to figure out what platform to decide, and you want some kind of hardware, I feel like Super NT is probably the way to go.
That's what I have heard.
I say that as somebody who has a SNES and has put a lot more money into it than I thought I would.
I too have a Super Nintendo, but I don't have a Super Metroid cart anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I play on emulator, and someday I will change that. But
Yeah, I play on an SD to SNES. Like a few months back, my Super Metroid cartridge started having issues. Probably needs a new battery.
yeah, those are easy to
definitely.
just find at the corner store.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. A lot of ways to play this game, though. You really can play it for basically free. Somebody like BandsWithLegends, who, as we saw from this, plays on emulator. Or you can put hundreds of dollars into having a perfect original console setup.
For the mega fans and those who don't like input lag.
Yeah, I highly recommend staying on emulator because once you feel what it's like to not have input lag, you can never go back.
Oh yeah, for a speedrunner, it feels so different.
All right, and Bressingham begins the escape sequence. It's 3-minute timer.
Now, I remember playing on a Switch because my sister wanted to know how I did a certain trick. I think it was Ocean Fly. And she had her Switch version. I was like, "Can you show me how to do this?" And I picked up the Switch controller and was just like, "Oh, what is this? How do you use this?"
Yeah, it's like you get to choose between the Joy-Cons, which feel awful, or the Switch Pro controller, whose D-pad leaves more than a little bit to be desired.
Yeah. And Swag Spark.
Very nice.
We are a parlor and several steams, I'm sure, away from a ship finish.
Yeah, so I'm sure Bressingham won't be the most enthused about this time. But, you have to take any win you can get, and in NK% anything can happen.
Win is a win. Bressingham is finishing up with an official race time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, 57 seconds. GG Bressingham.
GG.
GG Bands too. And the unfortunate game crash, but showing up and just making an attempt at a category you have played through and finished once is some kind of bravery right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout outs to Bands for putting on a show. All right. Bands has stated he intends on quote unquote finishing here in the practice realm.
Yeah. We'll see a finish of sorts. All right,
Yeah.
we are
Nice
joined by
Metroid
Bressingham.
Hello.
Bress, how do you feel about that?
So that was fun.
Fun. Is that code for something, or?
I mean, it's a North Korea % run, and I died at Dragon. So, I don't know. I mean, my brain sort of turned to mush at the end. Mostly is what I'm referring to. The first half was fine. Like I feel like I did pretty well. I don't know why I turned around in Torian at the end there. I forgot that you can just use missiles.
And we were talking about that. It happens. You just kind of forget stuff sometimes, especially when you're racing and you're thinking about a million different things.
Yeah.
We We were particularly impressed with the backups to your suitless Meridia. As soon as something went wrong, you instinctively knew exactly what to do to fix the problem. So you've got a lot of suitless experience, don't you?
Thank you. So yeah, yeah. It worked out pretty well when I missed getting into the crab super hole. And then, of course, Main Street climb, always something goes wrong there. So, yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Kind of watching bands pretend to finish, but
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this, that does mean you've taken the series, and now you get to run it back against MGA. How you feeling about that?
Very thrilled. It's gonna be fun. I didn't think I had a chance the first time, and now I think I have slightly higher not chance. But we'll see. See how it goes.
MGA is definitely a scary opponent. But it is Super Metroid. Anything can happen.
Yeah. It's a real shame about Ben's emulator crash. I think that happened when in his match versus Professor School as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it has happened at least once
Definitely.
before in this.
Yeah. Doesn't feel good to win, after that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's any consolation, I'm not sure if you were watching the race stream, but Bands was a good bit behind.
Well, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, there was basically no chance of him catching up by that point.
Oh, I don't know. You guys may have seen a slight chance at Fantoon. I went down to like 20 health. That was
a bit scary.
Ben's chance right there. I tried to not channel Sisraim in that moment. Okay.
Whoa.
Although Sisraim had a
Wow.
lot of super clutch moments, but he also had like 3 games where he lost the lead from dying. But yeah, no shade to Sisraim, just a little joke. Sisraim is an absolute beast.
He is. I'm laughing.
Yeah, much love to Sisraim.
Yeah, shout outs to Sesstream, the tournament's resident GT Max expert. Who was known for taking some risks and causing some upsets. Where he was favored to win. I guess we wait for Bands to finish, because I'm sure he's going to want to come in here and talk about what happened.
Yeah, Bands with Legends, in taking such an, I guess I'll say, aggressively safe route, is able to perform stand-up.
One of those things that is, it's not worth going out of your way to get the extra E-tanks to do it, but if you happen to have them, like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think I figured out the way that I was doing Moondance route. It was like, oh, I can get an extra tank and it saves me time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was running 6 tank. And, I can do that because I don't get a reserve. Although it would still almost certainly be faster to do 5 tank than 7 tank.
Yeah.
5 tank's scary, though.
That is the world record route, isn't it? 5 tank?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's...
Yeah, 5 plus 0. Previously, I believe it had been 4 plus 1.
All right, Bands. Get through this escape. For those of you catching the end of this has been the Super Metroid multi-category extension tournament match between Bands with Legends and Bressingham. Bress is moving on to the final match against Mr. Guy Average. which will determine the winner of this tournament. That is going to be quite the matchup. I wouldn't really expect to see anyone else in the finals but these two runners. And as Bress has just alluded to, MGA is a scary opponent.
Yeah, it had been remarked earlier that there were a lot of runners in this tournament who had a really good shot at second place.
Yeah, MGA, of course, is one of the tournament administrators. This has been his baby, his brainchild. He wanted to see a multi-category extension tournament. He wanted to see the category extensions more popularized and see a lot more people running them. And well, he's got his wish, because look what's going on now. What is Bands doing?
He's trying to go for the like echoes on the ship, I think, or trying to get door stuck the wrong way though. Who knows? But yeah,
right, that'll be.
Yeah. But yeah, once we see Bress versus MGA, that will be the end of this tournament, and I believe the end of any Super Metroid tournament up until SpeedGaming Live in November, which is going to have both an any percent and a rando tournament. So after, honestly, just a whirlwind of tournaments overlapping for as long as as long as I can remember, probably at least half a year.
There have been a lot.
We'll have a little bit of a break, and
followed
then
by
SpeedGaming Live. SpeedGaming Live is a whirlwind. 1 week tournament. I love it.
There is a lot of big names going into that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of top level runners, any percent runners that are looking to take it. So that'll be a really good one to see. And is that Bands with Legends?
Yeah. I've technically finished the game.
All right.
GG.
Well, congratulations.
In some form or another, the game's over. We'll see. We'll see if it's a run, I guess. I don't know.
All right. So let's talk before the crash.
Yeah. What crash? I never heard of any crash. It was purely 100% vanilla gameplay at its finest. No cheating. Absolutely.
No cheating in X-ray.
Oh no!
Nobody saw that.
X-ray,
Yeah,
you got that in this category, right? It's right there. You just walk by it. So I mean.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did the X-ray deboost right after your Bryn start loop.
Yeah, I mean everyone does that.
Yeah.
You don't do that? Weird. All right, I guess I know some strats you don't then. Oh.
Well, how were you feeling about it around, say, Dragon?
I was feeling really, really good the whole time, to be entirely honest. I died to a snail, which is totally cool. Everybody dies to snails. I didn't even know they could kill you. Like,
snails are evil.
You just like run into them like that. Like, I don't know. I see people shoot them sometimes, but I guess that's why.
Yeah, if they like to pop out of their shell at very confusing times.
Yeah, so I died to that snail, and then I was like, "Is this how I reset my game?" Because I really don't reset it that often on my RetroArch. So I was like, I hope this is the right button and I don't like restart at the beginning. But luckily, it had my save, so that was good. That was a success.
Very nice.
And then I died to Dragon twice.
I think you only took one Dragon death, actually.
I think
Nice.
it was a death and a reset because you lost the spark, if I recall
Oh,
correctly.
might have been.
Yeah, I sparked into the ceiling that one time,
Yeah,
which is well
which
above
happens-
expectation. I was
it happens
expecting
to everybody.
I was expecting like 6 to 9 deaths at Dragon. So
Nice.
way above expectations. And then I don't think I didn't die after that. I was at really low life for a long time, but I made it to Fantoon. And of course, I did the classic Fantoon kill as you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. Was that just for the memes?
It's a 2-rounder. It's guaranteed 2-rounder every time, so.
You know what else is a guaranteed 2-rounder every time?
Nope, and nothing else. That's the only way to 2-round Fantoon. It's X Factor every time.
My favorite Fantoon 2-round is messing up the microwave.
One of those other things that everybody has done at some point or another. Dear Force, by the way.
Dear Force.
Yes, Dear Force.
Well,
Get in the
yeah.
chat.
A very impressive tournament run for you, Bands.
It wasn't a PB, which is sad, but it wasn't that far off either. Ooh.
Oh man, this was a fantastic way to end this. I'm not gonna lie. If you're not following the runners, I just set the command up in the chat. Follow both of them. They are great. They are fantastic. And
What's
as you
life
can
without
tell,
some fun?
hilarious.
What's life without a little fun, right? If we just stick to the traditional route,
In as much as this
Yeah.
category has a traditional route.
Yeah.
Well, GG's to both of you.
Yeah,
Bressingham,
GG's
who I believe left the call because his mic was making weird noises.
Oh, no,
But-
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just quiet, quietly
Best
enjoying
of
you
luck
guys.
in the finals.
Thank you.
That's gonna be quite the sight. I'm gonna tune in if I can for sure.
I'm excited. Maybe I'll even do comms for once because my internet is okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, my internet's been stable for whole hours. It's amazing.
Whoa.
Ooh. Got to capitalize on that opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else to ask about. This was an awful lot of fun to watch, despite the setbacks. Bands, you just you made the best of a bad situation there. The crash.
Sometimes life just, life gives you crashes and you turn them into smaller crashes, I guess. I don't know. Turn the 10-car pileups into the 5-car pileups.
There you go.
Yes. Awesome. Well, Bands, any last remarks as you dip out of this tournament?
I hope I never ever have to play this category again in my lifetime. I like RBO, but yeah. My PB will stand for a very long time. Let's put it that way.
That's fair. That is entirely fair.
GG's to Bress. It was very fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm glad we could do this. Someday when I'm better, I'll challenge you again, and then you'll see.
Yeah, I'm glad that we did North Korea because I hadn't done it all tournament. I the last time I did it was for the qualifier stage, and I also hope I never have to do this category again. But it was fun tonight.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. That's the kind of quality category that this is. Both runners hope they never, ever have to run it again.
My heart's shattered in a million pieces.
Well, if I was like, maybe I should just do Moondance, but then I realized I don't know how to do Moondance, so I just left it. I know you like Moonfall and stuff, but I was
It's-
behind already. I know what I want to do.
It's so easy. I'll strap you into a chair and force you to learn.
Okay.
All right.
Oh
Well,
my God.
Bress, any last remarks before heading into the grand final matchup?
No.
It's so informative.
Well,
That's quotable right there. That's going in the newspapers.
Yeah.
Well,
All
on
right.
that note, I think that's going to be it for us today on Speed Gaming. Be sure to go follow both of these runners. Go follow Bands with Legends. Go follow Bressingham. And if you would be so kind, follow the Restream team as well. I've been Glove on comms, joined by McTimothy. And from all of us here at Speed Gaming, we'll see you next mission.
See you next mission.